all-new Hot 96.9 GetUp Crew Replay.
Wiggy's been in the news it's about a story about a confrontation that happened between Steve Smith, who plays for the Ravens, and with you.
Yeah.
Now, we've heard it from, all kinds of different stories.
Yep.
And now we get to hear from you what actually happened. So, okay, start from the beginning. So this happened after the game.
Yes, this happened after the game. So let's kind of go back and rewind so everybody has an understanding.
Okay.
Now, I played with Steve Smith in Carolina back in 2002 when, we played against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And we were talking about this maybe 2 years ago, when I was doing sports radio. And the question was asked, what Steve Smith as a player? And I said, tremendous. One of the best receivers I have ever played with. And I played with Randy Moss, his passion, everything. I said, the only thing that worried me about Steve Smith is he was a bully in the locker room. And if you go back and you can kind of Google some of the things, and that's why I said it. I said, but that was 10 years ago. I don't know how his mentality is nowadays.
Right.
And so that was...
And the comment was made 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was at least 2 years ago. So I was at the game. Obviously I did the little on-the-field thing, get the crowd hype. So I was at the game with the wife and the kids afterwards. We were down in the tunnel before I was going to do my television stuff. And, I like to bring the kids because they get to experience that. And we were just down there talking and, enjoying the win. And so I'm standing over there and I'm talking to my kids. And my son asked me, he's standing next to me, my oldest son asked me, he's like, is that Joe Flacco? And I'm like, yeah, we start talking.
Joe Flacco being the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens.
Of the Baltimore Ravens.
Thank you.
I figured you had to fill in some holes for you, Bill.
Well, I appreciate that. So we're sitting there just talking, and my younger son's always like, make sure you tell me who players are so I can get their autographs.
Okay.
And so I kind of catch Steve Smith walking over to me. Now, I'm at least 25 feet away from him. So I catch him walking over to me about the last 5 feet. And I'm thinking, okay, I haven't seen him in a while. We played together. And I've been in the tunnel before, and a lot of guys come over to say what's up that I haven't seen in a while.
And you hadn't talked to him or seen him since this comment was made? Okay.
No, I haven't talked to him or seen him since 2002 when I played.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't even... So he's walking on. I'm thinking maybe he's going, like we haven't seen each other in a while.
Like
Whatever.
catch up.
Yeah,
hey,
how's the family, that kind of thing. So I'm standing there. My kids are next to my wife's there. And he walks over and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, what's up? You know what I mean? I'm kind of like taken aback because when he says what's up, he's kind of got this look on his face. And I'm like, all right, well, where's he going? What direction? And then he's like, so I heard you call me a bully. And I'm kind of like, is this still for real? And I was like, let me evaluate the situation in like 2 seconds. I'm like, I don't know where this thing's going. I'm like, yeah, I called you a bully. So what? You are one. And
so you admitted it.
Yeah, I
admitted
didn't
back down.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna back down from it. And I told him. And so then he starts talking out of the side of his neck, like just going left. And I'm like, and so I said to him, I said, I got my wife and kids here. You gonna talk like this? And he just keeps talking. And so that's when I said to him, in a few choice words, I was like, you ain't gonna do nothing, so get up out of here, And that's kind of, and then I said that, and he kind of kept talking, and I'm like, and I just kept saying, you ain't gonna do nothing. I'm right here, you ain't gonna do nothing, because I know how he is, and I know his mentality. And then security kind of came in between us. He kind of walked away. He was still talking, and security was like, just, your kids are here, go out on the field, because he's still over there talking, and that's ultimately how it went down. But I'll tell you what, and the reason why I say this is because you guys know, because I'm on the air with you, but like there are a few things that you will not do. You know what I mean? And to me, the things that I look at, you will never, ever, ever disrespect me in front of my wife and kids. And that to me is what I felt like he was trying to do.
Right.
And that's not going to happen. You're not going to cross that line. And I did my best to hold it together because of the situation with my kids being there. But that's what's not going to happen. And to me, that's where I was most heated, because, I'm there and my wife and my kids are there and we just having a good time. And I'm like, how you going, and you out here just talking crazy.
Right.
And and that's the one thing that's not going to happen in my presence or out of my presence.
And I think that's where a lot of people were, were supporting you because they're like, why would he even do that? And, in front of your kids.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. What do you think his end game was? Do you think the purpose of the confrontation was for you to back down?
Yeah.
Or you don't think he was coming to really try and go to blows with you?
No, I don't think he was trying to do that. I think what he was trying to do was come over and kind of, get loud and get me to be like, nah, I would never say that to you, this, that, and the other. Nah, to kind of like make me back down. And then when he seen I wasn't backing down and I owned up to it, you know what I mean? I owned up to it. That's when, he was like, well, I guess he's not going to back down for me. And I wasn't. And like I said, that to me,
a lot of curse words being thrown back and forth.
It was,
a lot of,
he was doing most of the talking because, like I said, my kids were there, my wife was there, and so I was a little heated. And I was trying to do my best, but I had a few choice words for him. But like I said, security came in and just was like, go on the field, your kids are here, and I'm doing getting ready to do my television thing, and so I just said, I went on the field, and then that's it. I kind of left it at that.
See, it makes me wonder, because if you hadn't talked to him, you had made these comments 2 years ago. I wonder, did someone say something to him? They're like, oh, there's Wiggy. You know what I mean?
Maybe he was waiting until he saw him again, because it was the first time you said that you had seen him since 2002, right?
Yeah. So, but I don't know, because like I said, I'm standing in the area and it's 25 feet away from me where he comes over, and so but don't always believe the hype.
Well, the Ravens did come out and make a comment about it, a spokesperson, and they said, this is a quote, "We have talked to one of our security members who witnessed this conversation, and it is not how it is being described." Because there have been some outlets that have, talked about a real heated fight.
It wasn't like that. At no point in time was I worried, okay, I'm going to have to, get ready to get down. At no point in time. I think the biggest thing is that, when I said what I said and he knew I wasn't backing down, he knew right then and there, okay, all right, I tried, and it's just kind of over and done with. And at no point, and that's when I was just like I said, I had a few choice words, but then security kind of came in, and it wasn't some love and hip hop reunion where chairs were being thrown. Right? It was
oh, see, that's what I was picturing in my mind. Damn.
It was, and at no point in time was it ever at that point it's getting crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what people their perception.
All right, we got to call George in Methuen. Good morning, George.
Good morning, ladies.
Hi,
George.
What's
going
up?
on, Wiggy?
Morning.
I remember I used to listen to that sports radio, and I remember when you were there saying it, and you said it respectfully, and you said it right. You could tell. The guy's a sore loser, just finished getting his butt whooped, and he didn't find nothing else to do but to go to a Family Guy. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh yeah. And so, go ahead, George.
And it's very sad to see that, because you're a professional football player. You go to all these meetings. You should be professional, not to teach in front of your kids and your family. That's really sad,
And he brings up a good point, George does. Do you think part of this had to do anything with the fact that they had just lost, their season was over, he was probably feeling a certain kind of way already?
My thing is this, though, right? Even if you had an issue with me, he could have easily came over and said, "Hey, Wiggy, let me just grab you for a second."
Okay.
And say, "Hey, listen, I don't appreciate what you said," or whatever. And that not a problem. Do it the man way. If I had an issue with somebody, I would kind of take him to the side or whatever. If I knew I hadn't seen him and I wanted to address this issue, I know your kids are here, but I just, I didn't appreciate it or whatever. So, but other people, some people handle things one way, other people handle things in another way. So
we know how you handle things now. You're not backing down.
Everybody knows me. I just like to have fun. Life's too short. Like I said, being there is a great experience. Being able to be on the field and hype the crowd up, that was a tremendous experience for myself and my kids. And for it to come to that, like I said, don't believe the hype.
Well, the Ravens coach did also come out and said something as well. He said that the team embraced Smith's competitiveness and gained a quick understanding of where it came from.
What?
Yeah. He's upset because they lost.
All you gotta do is All you gotta do is Google some of his past history.
Okay. Well, Wiggy, thank you so much for your statement. Thank you for your side of the story.
The Get Up Crew.
On the all-new Hot 96.9.